Namaste and welcome. I hope you're staying warm and cozy and are wonderful wherever you are. This was originally supposed to be a Facebook Live. Then it turned into a Zoom Live, which I did have some beautiful beings in to share with me today. And then that recording failed. My Facebook Live stalled. And so I'm making this recording to give you a beautiful sneak peek of the Soul Star Collective. I want to take a moment and really just share that I'm so excited to be able to work and connect with people in a bigger and more organic way. A few years ago, a client had asked me when I was going to share with more people and had suggested that I really look at creating a space for people to come together in sacred community and a place where we could explore and open to the multidimensional aspects of being, and where we could really open to the tools of both my Ayurvedic knowledge, my medical Qigong knowledge, and then of course, all the knowledge that just streams through me on a day-to-day basis. And over the past 2 years, this has been a project that has been birthing. And since March, it's really come into a higher realm and a higher space. And so I'm really excited to announce the launch of this on Tuesday, January 11th. I would so love to have you join me if you're inspired. And I wanted to share a little bit about this beautiful space and give you a sense of what it is and what's there. So I'm going to put me on screen share and give you an opportunity. I'll let you also know some of the questions that came up for people, and then give you an opportunity to ask questions in the comments below. So this is the community page. So if you go to my website, you would click on community. And when you want to join the community, there are these different membership levels. There's anywhere from the Earth Temple for $9 a month, up to the Crystal Temple for $126 a month. And they offer many different layers of learning, of connection, and of higher wisdom that's wanting to come through. In March, sometime, there will also be the Temple of Radiant Light, which is going to be a very small group of people that are really ready to go deep into the space of the mystery of being. And I'll be announcing that sometime soon. I think it will open March or April. And so if you wanted to join, or when you're ready to join, you can click on subscribe now for any of these buttons. And when you do, you'll come to a place where it will say, it says close now, but it'll say the price per month, and then it'll give you a space to click, and then you'll be able to create your username, register, and then log in. And so you go to the login and put your email in, your password in, and then log in. And so it would take you to your own personal portal, this beautiful inner sanctum, an inner space where all the magic sort of happens. We'll go a little bit later into the community and the opportunity you'll have to connect with other people. It's sort of like a Facebook type site, only it's not Facebook. But you can create your own profile and you can connect with others in these private groups. But we also have space where there are our higher wisdom. Where does it want to come through? So in this space, we have our monthly attunements, and this is on every level of being from the Earth Temple up. And so, for example, we'll have a theme for each month. And January's theme is I'm rooted. It's finding our deep roots, really coming into an embodied space and state so that we can open up more to these higher realms of being. And when we do that, when we click on here, and these themes will be available to you, you can go back to them through time. When we click on here, you'll see a video, and it'll be a short video, anywhere from 5, probably longer than 5, 8 to 15 minutes, talking about the theme and giving you some practices to work with throughout the next few weeks. And then I have a little bit of writing underneath, and then we'll have some practices for the week. Now, I didn't want to overwhelm everybody. I want to keep it really simple. So for example, for our first week, we're going to be perhaps setting a timer on our phone 3 or 4 times a day and just remembering to stop and to breathe. And then we also have an option to work with a specific breath work that I speak about in the video. This grounds us, it centers us, it brings us into space. And then the next week, so we open next week, and then the next week, I'll send out a couple other practices so we can layer on those practices week after week, and they can be really held and integrated. Because it's January, we'll only have about 3 weeks in January. In February, we'll be starting a new one at the beginning of the month. Sorry, I've got to move my recording thing. Okay. And then in January, the Wisdom Portal. So I don't have this up yet, but this will be usually the second week of the month. This is where I'm going to be drawing in the energy of guidance from the higher self, the higher spirit realms, maybe the earth realms, guides, angels, my own star wisdom, my own higher self. Astrology, I'll talk about that here. And it will be a recording, probably about 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And we just open to the gifts that are wanting to come through for the collective. There might be a meditation in there. There might be an attunement in there. Again, it's going to be just really organic, whatever wants to come through. And these are things that you're going to be able to come back to time and time again. And then below this, we have what I call the temple wisdom. This is like the library. And these are the access points for the higher knowledge and spaces for the higher knowledge. So depending on where you're at or what temple you're in, it really depends on what you get and what's going to be there and be in your temple. So I'm signed into the Crystal Temple, so I have everything right now. The Gathering of Light is the weekly once a monthly meeting on the third Tuesday of the month. This is free. You don't have to be a member of the temple to join it. It's always available to everybody. And then from the water temple up, you'll have these beautiful opportunities to do some deeper work and deeper practice. The first Monday of every month is going to, or around there, it's actually going to be the last Monday in January, we'll be opening into a new mantra. There will be a mantra shared. So our January mantra is working with the Ganesha, and I put Mudra to mantra, I'll change it. And we're going to be working with the mantra Om Shrim Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And I'll talk about what the mantra is, and we'll sing it together. And I'll give you tips and ideas of how to work with it throughout the month. You'll notice that there's a Kali mantra below, and these will stay there. So they're not going to disappear every month. You'll have access to them time and time again. That was one of the questions that came up. And then, but in the middle of the month, after a few weeks, we'll have a mudra that we're going to work with. And this is what I call the Mudra Portal. And in January, we're going to be working with one of my favorite mudras, Vajrapadama Mudra. And when you click on the link, there'll be a picture, there'll be a description, and then I will have a video as well talking about the mudra and how it works and how we work with it. Very powerful practices. Both mantras and mudras are powerful ways to open to higher energy and vibrational levels. They're also very simple to bring in. Something I did want to share too is that we don't always have time for all of this, right? So you can dip into it. You can play with the mantra 1 month. You can play with the mudra 1 month. You don't have to do it every day, or you can. There's a way to play with it. Once a month, it's going to be the third Tuesday of every month. We have the Oracle Wisdom. And this, again, I believe is for the water temple up. And this is where we're going to join in, and people can ask me questions, and you can access it right here or through the Zoom. And as you ask me questions, I'll answer intuitively. I may use cards, I may just connect with spirit, and the sessions are about 30 minutes long. They might go over a little bit, but they're not going to be 90 minutes long, right? So we're going to hold that space for the 30 minutes. If the timing doesn't work for you, 3:30 Pacific time, third Tuesday of every month, send me your question in an email, and then I'll make sure that I share it on there. So it'll be really powerful and beautiful way to connect. We also have the meditation library, which is accessed, and this is something that you will have access to, again, from the water temple up, I believe. I will double check. And there will be a new meditation every month, plus access to these past meditations. And so a lot of these meditations that are on here so far have been on my YouTube, but anything that comes on now from now on will just be private for this group. This is a subscription site. And so these will be private meditations. And it depends what's going on, right, for the collective, or what is being needed to really at that time. So it could be really multidimensional. It could be working with our heart. It could be grounding. It could be connecting with one of our spirit guides, right? I'll just see what wants to come through. I'll be doing live Qigong classes online via Zoom on Tuesdays, the 2nd and the 4th Tuesday, or actually I think it's every other week. So I'll have to let you know the dates. The next one is, it will say, oh, I don't have the link on here. You'll go join here. And so the next one is, oh, it doesn't say. I'll let you know. I'll let you know in a second. Actually, I'll let you know right now so I don't forget. I believe the next one is going to be the 18th. 1 second. Yeah, Tuesday the 18th, and then they'll be every other Tuesday from then. They're at 10 o'clock, 45-minute long classes, and they will be recorded. So if you can't make the time live, and we'll be working a lot with the energy work and expanding into that space of the multidimensional, as well as grounding into a deeper connection with body and with self. The more we are embodied, the more we can shine. And we're really here to move past the veils. We're in a huge awakening and a huge process of shift in our consciousness. And I want this site to be a safe haven for all of us that are expanding. Once we get into the Crystal Temple, we've got a lot of the monthly connection and meditation center sessions. So this is another guided live meditation where we work together in a group. It's at 4:30, the first Tuesday of every month, Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern time. And there's also time here to go really deep into our spiritual growth. So an opportunity for questions, for sharing, for asking for guidance from spirit, working in that way, and then going through a deep guided journey together. Anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. I would say 90 minutes. Again, they will be recorded. But if it's a really small group, it could be shorter. So I would say the 60 to 90. And then there's the Soul Star Sacred Attunements. This, as I will show you, has again, it has the link right here. Everything you should be able to access really easily just through your computer. And the Soul Star Sacred Attunements is where we're going to be placing meditation. So there'll be videos, attunements here. And they're going to be specific attunements for the members in the Crystal Palace. They're going to be really allowing us to expand and open into a higher connection with the higher energy field, and work on the multidimensional, work through the realms of spirit, and really, yeah, blossom in that way. So I'm really excited about it. And then there are these courses. So Nourish and Pranic Healing Training are different courses. These are standalone courses, but all the rest, Awakening to the Energy Body, Nourishing the Sacred Self, Rest, Renew, Reset, Trust, and Attuning to Grace, are specific healing light yoga courses where we go really deep and we really soften deeply into our experience of the energy body. So working with the subtle realms of being and the multidimensional levels of consciousness. These are 6-week classes that each have a theme, and they are included in the Fire Temple Up. And so they're really powerful spaces for growth. When you're in the Crystal Temple, you will have access, if I do any of these specific type of courses, you get it automatically. And you'll also get a 5% discount on any one-on-one work with me that is not committed work, but just standalone one-on-one work. As long as you're enrolled for 3 months, there'll be a 5% discount. And so that's also really exciting. So any questions? Type them in the chat box if you do. I guess there's no chat box. Type them below if you do. And thanks for taking the time to listen. So the community, let's go there. So we'll start by going to these spaces here. We've got for each of the temples, we have a private room. So for the Crystal Temple, and no one's written in any of these here yet, but for the Crystal Temple, it's like this space where we can connect. Once I release this, I'm going to take this off the top. But as you see, I've got my little profile. I can say, hi, everyone. Welcome to the Soul Star Collective. So wonderful. Okay, and you can even put a little heart. And then I would post an update, and then people can comment, they can like it, they can tag people, you can add pictures. So it's really like a Facebook feed, and yet it is private and held for the group. Now, we also have a community feed. And on the community feed, you'll see all aspects of all the groups that you're in. So if you're in the Crystal Temple, you'll also see the Fire Temple and Water Temples feed. So you don't have to switch, you can go through it. So you see, I run a class called the Pranic Healing Training. Here's people from that class that share there, and we can tune in, we can share, we can connect. And these also, just, you know, you will get notifications in your email and your inbox. I'm just going to scroll through this fast because they are, again, it's a private space and a held space. And so these are really beautiful and exciting ways to connect and to go into a deeper space of connection. And then you also have your profile. And on your profile, you can have a cover page, you can have a picture. Now, excuse me, there hasn't been that much that I've been doing on there. You'll have your name. I'm going to put some other things like what inspires you? What's your sign? You can fill out, you know, I'll put some questions there for you to have fun with. And then there'll be a place where when people, here, the timeline. So this is the timeline. I don't know if anyone's posted on my timeline. But it's here. Anybody that has tagged me or has done anything for me, it comes up here. So it's like my own personal timeline, my own personal feed. There's also a place to send messages and to connect with people here on messages. I have to fix this picture glitch there, but it allows you to connect with the group, but it allows you to connect with people. So there's a really beautiful way to connect in that space. So I really wanted it to be like a community. And then we also have our groups, right? And this is where you can access any of the groups that you're in. You can also access, so exclusive content is your monthly feed, your community feed, your profile, or your groups. And I always think the portal's a great place to go because this is where you can access everything. And so, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is the place where we can grow together in fullness and connection, open into the light of all things, and really, really shine. There's a couple other things I wanted to share. You know, about the content. I will be having guest speakers and guest teachers every month or so, whether they send out a newsletter or do a video thing for the group. There'll be people offering guest classes. So I'm going to try and get in other healers, sound healers, other Ayurvedic practitioners, other people who can lead maybe group meditations or a class that they teach so that they're able to share with you and we can have it be sort of a center of knowledge. And so that's an aspect that will also be on there. And also that it's just constantly evolving. It's something that is just, you know, I'm here to be of service. And so it's not the end all be all, this is it. We'll watch and see how it grows, shifts, changes, and we'll see how we grow, shift, and change. I know that part of my purpose is to anchor in as much light as I can on this earth through my being, through my body. And another part of my purpose is to really support others in the awakening of their being. And the time is now. We are the ones we have been waiting for. And I'm really, really looking forward to opening to this space and this connection with you all. So please let me know if you have any questions. And I would so love for you to join me anytime. We open on January 11th, 2022. And let us grow together. Let us shine together and let us step into the fullness of all and everything we are together. One drop in an ocean. And when all the drops come together, we create a wave of light so big, it can't help but change the world. So much love. Namaste.